Dear Dad, I've been meaning to tell you that for the longest time now. And I never knew how to. I guess it's why I'm making this video. I've always tried to find the right time to tell you this, but I guess there really wasn't any right time for that. Now I feel like the only right time is before it's too late. And we never know when is too late. So what I want to tell you, Dad, is that I love you. I love you, Dad. I've always loved you. And I will always love you. I don't just love you because you're my dad and it's my job as a son to love you back, but I love you for who you are. I love you for what you have taught me. And I love you because we simply have the best relationship I could ever ask from you. Dad, I want you to know that I am so proud of you. You have the biggest heart, and I want to be just like you. You have always been so caring with anyone. You have always seen the good in people, and that I hold very near and dear to my heart. I think the most important thing is that you have always taught me that we should never judge anyone, and I've seen it through your actions, and I want to be just like you. Ever since I was young, I've always looked up to you. I've always been so proud that you're my dad. I remember in high school, my design teacher, Emilien, was actually one of your friends in high school. And the day he heard that I was your son, he was like teasing me in front of everyone because he knew you well in high school, and he was like, Johnny! Chijani! And then everyone at school started calling me like this. And I remember at that time, I felt so proud to be your son. I guess you've done a really good job. You've taught me well, and I want to thank you for that because it made me the man I am today. So, thank you. I remember even family members always used to say, he sounds just like his dad, and I've always took it as the biggest compliment. I remember so many things about us, about what we have shared, and I guess, I don't know if you remember, but I just wanted to share these memories with you. I remember when I was a kid, I used to cuddle with you on the sofa and we would watch TV. almost every day. And I remember one day, I just went and laid on the other sofa, and you called me. And you cuddled me and you asked me, are you too old now to cuddle with your dad? And I just laid there quietly and smiled. And I just nodded, because even now, I will never be too old to cuddle with you. Those memories will always bring a smile on my face. And of course, there was not only good memories. I remember the bad one as well. I remember there was that one time I left the dishes on the table and I was sleeping when you came back home. And you asked me nicely to just put the dishes in the sink. And I just said no. He asked me again, and I just got pissed because that was me. So I just got up and just went storming in the kitchen and just took it and put it in the sink. And I remember my attitude was not right. And I don't know if you had a bad day that day, but you beat the shit out of me that day. And I hated you for that, especially on the spot. The truth about that day, I'm sure you don't remember, but I was high. Me and two other guys, I'm not going to mention them, we were at the back, Dutch Caban, and we were getting high. And when you came, I went back in the living area and I just went on the sofa and pretended to sleep. Which is actually why I did not want to get up and go put the dishes in the sink. And now I'm thinking about it, you probably knew, because you would have smelled it. Then again, I had no idea why I would act like this. I got so mad at you that on the spot I just wanted to leave the house. But I didn't. So I went back in my room and I just slept. And I remember the next day you came back and then you asked me, is there anything you want to tell me? I was still so mad. And I knew I had to say sorry. And I knew you were sorry, but I just couldn't. And I just said, no, nothing. I don't want to talk to you. And eventually, things cooled down. Maybe even after a few days, we were back to normal. Roughly 13 years later now, I can tell you that I'm sorry. I shouldn't have acted the way I did. And it was out of line. You shouldn't have beaten the shit out of me. But it doesn't matter. We shared so many good memories. Every time we sat together and ate, I remember we used to talk all night, especially when I came back from studying, and at that time we were not staying together anymore. So we would meet when we would go to dinner. And I remember we used to sit there and just talk all night until any restaurant would close. You have shared so many memories with me, and for that, I want to say thank you. I want to have the same relationship with my children. You truly inspire me by your actions of being as good as a dad as you were to me. You have the biggest heart, Dad. And I want to be just like you. I remember there was that one time where you shared with me how before you even met Mom, you got so heartbroken that you were not able to work properly, and you asked your manager for to slack you, to lay you off. You asked them to go easy on you for a while because you were not doing okay. And I remember you told me, everyone loved you so much at your job that they understood. And so when you were going through your heartbreak, I remember you sharing with me how you would go dinner, you would go eat good food just to feel better. You would eat lobster, you told me. And I love that you have shared those moments with me. I miss these moments. We've always talked so much. There was also times when it worked against me to be your son for whatever reason, and somehow at any given time, although I was not mad at the situation because you've taught me not to judge, but I've always felt so proud of being your son. And I want you to know that. I want you to know that I will always love you. And I care so much about you. You've taught me so much. And in my opinion, you did a great job. Because despite all of my flaws, I love who I am today. And you are a big part of that. Me too, Dad, I binge eat when I'm sad. Me too, I want to help others the same way you do. And you are the one that has inspired me in being that kind of man. So thank you. So many things I remember about us. So many things that I don't want to keep inside. Some of my friends will know because they used to come home that when there was only the two of us, he used to do so many pizzas and keep it in the freezer. And me and Chihuahua would just eat so many pizzas, the mini pizzas that you used to put the best thing on it. My God. Even your famous macaroni, corned beef. I love it. Gary loves it. We've always called it macaroni à la façon papi. And even our friends knows that. But we've never been able to do it the same way you do. I want you to know that you've been, you are, and you'll always be the best dad one can ask for. I love you, Dad. And I'm so glad I got to tell you these things now. I hope I actually send you this video. And I hope that you're proud of yourself for who I am today. You've always been the one person I could always go to, and knew without any doubt in my mind that you wouldn't judge me. Whatever mistake I make, whatever I've done wrong, I knew that you were always a call away, or I could just come and tell you, and you would just be there for me. You've always been the pacifist I aspire to be. Every time I see fights, every time I see people getting mad at each other, every time I feel like I'm getting mad at someone for whatever reason, I go back to who you are, and I try my best to be more like you. Even recently, you chose not to go into any arguments, even though the other person has clearly wronged you. But it didn't matter. You just let it go. And I look up to that. I truly do. Even until now, you still teach me the most valuable lessons. I love you. And I always will. And I hope you're proud of me as much as I am of you. That's the only thing. You are the one person I want to make the most proud of. I love you, Dad. Maybe we can eat some macaroni corned beef anytime soon.